Awesome, awesome, awesome. Welcome to day 4, guys, of the 7-day training, the 7 skills of network marketing. I just want to quickly just recap on what we've been going over, this past week. On Monday, guys, we talked about, and like I said, guys, every day is leading up to, from the information that we shared the previous day. So they are in order of how you want to start doing them and putting in the work. See, if you want to truly become a successful, network marketer, guys, the first skill you want to master is prospecting, is having a list, is growing your list, how to, go out there and build a warm market, go out there and approach your cold market. That is the first thing that you want to do, guys. How to prospect, how to get people on your list, how to build relationships with people. And then the second thing, guys, which we touched on, which was day 2, right, is inviting. How to successfully invite your prospects and put them in front of information. How to expose them and put them in front of, your product, your service, whatever it is that you have to offer, right? How to successfully get people to see and listen and hear what it is that you have to say. Because the invite process is one of the most important skills, guys, because if you can get people in front of the information, guys, there's a high chance that you can get them into your business, right? If you can get people in front of the information, guys, there's a high chance that you can get them into your business. So that's one of the first and most important skills, is how to successfully invite these people to listen to the information, to expose them to the information, to listen to something, to read something, to watch something. How do you invite them? So that was day 2, guys. And then day 3 was, yesterday was, how to successfully present, how to master the presentation, right? How to successfully expose people to this information, right? And I talked about, the 4 keys that you want to touch on, because remember, exposing is making sure that you're giving enough information for an individual to make an informed decision. So you want to make sure that when you're presenting this information, you're touching on the company, right? You're touching on the products and services. You're touching on the compensation plan, right? You're touching on these things, guys, that are going to allow the individual. You're sharing some testimonials. What does this opportunity have done, for other people? What is this opportunity, has who else, has benefited? How has this helped your life? How has it helped the next individual's life, right? You want to share stories, let other people share their testimony on how this opportunity has really, changed them and taken them from where they were to where they are right now. To where they were, to where they are right now. Now, day 4, guys, right? Today's topic is the art of closing. Now, this is honestly, this is probably one of the most important ones. Now, after the topic, the art of closing, I want you to put some stars next to it to show the amount of importance of this skill. Because guys, if you can master the art of closing people, you can get people in your business. You can get people in your business. See, it's one thing that has to prospect, invite people, and share this information, but without the close, you will not get people in the business. The close is what puts people in the business. You have to know exactly how to successfully close someone after they've been exposed to what? To the information, right? So that is what we're going to be talking on today. How is someone closed? That's the first topic, right? So let me just move forward. So guys, write this down. 90% of closing is emotional, right? 90% of closing is emotional. So you want to have a lot of conviction and a lot of emotion when you're closing someone, all right? Because remember, guys, people, 80% of, what gets people in is emotion. What gets people into this business, guys, is emotion. What keeps them in is logic. What gets people into this opportunity, what gets people in is emotion. What gets people going is logic, all right? So 90% of how you can close an individual is by tapping into emotion, by having a lot of conviction, right? Now, it's very also important. I remember I touched this yesterday, and also on Tuesday, about identifying their wants and their needs. Because remember, guys, we're problem solvers. Our duty is to solve people's problems, but we can't solve a problem if we do not know what the problem is. So the second point is we want to identify people's wants and their needs. so that we can be able to solve them in the close, right? So that we can be able to do what? Solve them and provide them with the solution within the close. That's the second point. Now, it's very also important for us to understand that we will always have different types of personalities. Everyone is different, guys. Not everyone is after the same thing. Not everyone wants to make a lot of money. Not everyone wants to, have a lot of fun. Not everyone wants to do certain things, right? We have to really understand that people are different. Not everyone is looking for the same thing. Some people are looking for time freedom. Some people are looking for happiness. Some people are looking for income, right? So we want to give a room for that when we're going after closing people, right? Now, I'm going to break down the different types of personality so that when you are interacting with an individual, you can already tell which type of personality this individual is. There are only 4 personality types, right, that we will come across. The first one is your shark. So what is a shark? A shark is someone who's looking to make a lot of money. A shark is someone who's hungry for success, right? They just want to talk money and success. How much money am I going to make? Where do I see myself in the next 6 to 12 months on this platform? That is a shark, right? That's the first personality type, right? The second personality type, guys, is your dolphin. Now, a dolphin is all about fun. It's all about spotlight. They want to see, how big of an impact, they want to see, how many people are going to be there. Are we going to be able to travel? They would just want to know how this can make it fun for them. How can this opportunity how is this opportunity going to make my life fun? How is it going to put me in the spotlight? Right? Those are your dolphins. That's the second type of personality. The third type of personality is your urchin. Now, your urchin is just numbers and details. Now, you always get those, individuals that want to know what are the numbers. If I jump in, how much money can I make in this space of time? What are the returns? What is the probability? They're always about details. When was the company founded? This, that, and the third. Right? Those are urchins, guys. They just want to know the numbers. They just want to know the statistics. They just want to know the details. They want information. Right? They want information. Those are your third personality type. And then your fourth personality type is your whale. Now your whale, guys, your whale is just someone who just wants to help people. Who wants to have an impact, wants to really put other people in a position to win and make a difference. Now, in order for you to successfully close an individual, you have to be able to identify which type of personality type is this individual, so that you can help them close them using their personality type. So, for example, if you want to, close someone, who is a dolphin, you're going to talk about, the ability for them to hit the ranks, how much money they're going to be making residual. You want to talk about the money. Listen, if I can show you how to help 12 people, position them in front of this information, I can help you make $600 every single month. I can help you make $1,000 every single month. It's all about the money. It's all about success. It's all about, that's the shark mentality, right? Now, the dolphin is all about fun. It's all about spotlight. See, if you're after fun, so this is how you can close an individual. This opportunity can give you time and financial freedom. It can give you time freedom for you to be able to travel, visit new places, see new things. That is that is a dolphin personality, guys. They're all about fun. They're all about spotlight. Now, the third personality trait is your urchin. They want to know about the numbers. So you want to dive deep into the information. You want to, give them enough information for them. Remember, we're exposing people. So you want to give them enough information for them to make an informed decision. You want to tell them what the company was, put into place. You want to tell them, all the numbers. You want to tell them the details. You want to break it down and make sure that they really understand what it is that they're getting themselves into. And then your whales, guys, are people who want to make a difference, and people are helping people. People want to go out there and really build and influence people, right? So you can talk about, the residual side, the business side of things, going out there and building a team, helping people, changing lives. But that is what they want to hear, right? Now, those are the 4 different types of personalities. Now, there's also, guys, now the next topic is, limiting buying beliefs, right? The buying threshold. Now, there will always be different types of people, like I said, right? Now, 30%, guys. Now this is a statistic, right? This is the law of numbers, right? It says that 30% of people that you will expose this opportunity to are people who are serious, Yeah. So 30% of the people on your contact list, 30% of people in your prospect list, 30% of people that you're going to go out there and prospect into your cold market, turn it into your warm market, are people who are serious. So what does this mean? It means that they do not need any convincing, guys. If they're ready to buy in to what it is that you have to share. If they don't need any convincing, they're in, they're ready. They want to get started. All right? 30% are people who are serious. Now, another 30% are people who are shopping around. Right? So the first 30% are what? Are people who are serious. The people who need this opportunity, people who are waiting for you to really share this platform with them, and they are ready to just jump in and start riding with you. The next 30% are people shopping around. People with no real sense of urgency. People don't really know what it is that they want, but they're just looking at this opportunity, they're just looking at that. They're all interested in buying into something. They just need that extra push. They just need that extra convincing. They just need that extra information. Those are the people that you put on three-way calls. Those are the people that you try and close. See, you do not waste time on people who are ready, guys. See, you can't try and convince someone who already knows what it is that they want. If someone's ready to get started, you help them get started. You don't try and complicate it. You don't try, and share more information that you have to than you need to, because they're already ready. They're already in. They really want this opportunity, right? See, now the second 30%, the 30% who are shopping around, those are the people that, you really want to put in a bit of effort, push them towards the right direction, towards the right opportunity, towards the right vehicle, right? And then the next 30%, guys, are people who are curious. Now, who are these people? Curious, but not serious. They just want to, those are the people who just want to know what it is that you are doing. Do you know those people? They just want to sound smart, right? They just want to say, I know, but I'm Academy, or I know, but that, but they're not going to do anything about it. They're not really serious. They just want to know what it is that you guys are doing. 30% of the people that you're going to expose are going to be curious, but not serious. I just want to see what it is that you guys are doing. That's all. All right. Now, I know, so that they can actually go out there and say, I know, but I'm Academy. That's cool. They just want to look smart, Now, the other 10%, guys, the last 10% are just people who are just not serious, or just not interested. Just not, like, they are draggers. Now, if you have to drag someone to put them in front of the information, then you're going to have to drag that person within the opportunity as well. So you don't need that 10%. The 10%, the draggers, you want to cut them off, guys. If you drag someone in front of this information, you're going to have to drag that individual throughout the whole process. You're going to have to drag that person to attend the session. You're going to have to drag that person to do the work. So you don't need that 10%. You don't want to focus your energy on people who are just dragging their feet. People who are dragged. I know people who are like, no, I just came here because, my wife dragged me here. Now, those people, they don't really even want to pay attention. They're not even focusing on that, because they didn't even want to be there. Now, I'm just here because, I was forced, my friend just forced me to jump on this call. I just want to listen. Those are draggers, right? Now, those are the limiting beliefs, right? So basically, what I always tell people is say that you want to focus on the 60% and you do not want to give too much attention to the 40%. Now, who are the 40%? The 40% are 10% who are draggers, and the other 30% who are the people who are curious but not serious. You want to spend a lot of time on the 30% of the people who are shopping around, because the 30% of the people who already want to make this decision, who already are going to join your business, they're going to get started. It's as simple as that. Is that making sense? If this is making sense, drop some 333s in the chat box. If this information is making sense, drop some 333s in the chat box. Awesome. I see the threes. I'm glad this is making sense. Okay, guys. Now we're going to touch on the different closing strategies. Now that we've sifted through our people, right? So we know that who are the draggers. They were just listening to this information. They were just here because they were dragged. They're not really interested in this. So we put them aside. It's completely fine. And then there's the 30% who are curious but not serious. We put them aside. It's fine. And then we focus on, we help the 30% get started. We help the 30% get started, and we convince and we push and we close the 30% who are shopping around. Now, these are different closing strategies, right? The first strategy is called the simple close. Right? The simple close. The second strategy is called closing. We're going to touch on is closing leaders. I'll show you guys how to close, leaders into your business. And then the third one is the 6 questions close, where you're asking people 6 different types of questions, and at the end you're closing them. You're helping them get started. I'm going to touch on all 3, so you guys have a different closing strategy, for a different type of individual, so you don't close everyone the same way. All right. See, the first one, the simple close, guys. See, this is by far the simplest, but most effective way to close an individual. You want to ask them a simple question, 4 words. What did you like the most? What did you like the most? That's like 6 words, six words, not 4. What did you like best? What did you like? Let's stick with what did you like the most, right? Let me stop counting, right? What did you like the most? Or what did you like most? What did you like most? Still 5. You want to ask, guys, what did you like best? What did you like the most? So after the call, after the presentation, you want to pick up the phone, guys. You do not want to text. You do not want to voice note unless they do not answer. All right. You want to pick up the phone immediately after the presentation. So you prospected your person, you've invited them. They've heard the presentation. Now you're closing them, right? So you pick up the phone, you start calling them immediately after the call, and you ask them the simple question: what did you like best? What did you like the most? All right. And then whatever it is that they tell you, you want to relate. You want to agree. So I use the feel-felt strategy. So what does this work? So if I'm on the phone with you and I ask you, so what did you like best? What did you like the most? And you tell me, you like the fact that we're making money in minutes, or you like the fact that we're learning a skill set, or, you like the fact that, no one is trading for us, we're trading for ourselves. I'm going to relate to you. I want to share emotion. So I'm going to say, yo, listen, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the exact same way when I got started. The fact that we're making money in 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, if someone said they like the fact that we're making money. The fact that, no one is trading for us. The fact that we're learning the skill set for ourselves, no one can take it away from us. If someone says, listen, I like the fact that, we're learning the skill set ourselves. I like the fact that we can actually go out there and build a business. I know exactly how you feel. I felt the exact same way when I got started. The fact that I can, aside from the money that I'm making trading, really go out there and help other people, really build this business. I like the fact that we get to make money. I know. So that's the shock. I like the fact that we're making money in minutes. Remember the different type personality traits. See, the shock is going to be like, I like the fact that we're making money in minutes, bro. I'm like, bro, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the exact same way. Imagine making money in 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's why I got started, right? So now what are you doing? You're sharing a relatable story. Now, the urchin is going to be like, I like the fact that, this company has been here for some time, since 2013. So it has a lot of credibility behind it. Bro, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the exact same way. See, all these new companies, they here now, gone tomorrow. This company has been in existence since 2013. It means that whatever it is that they have to share is valuable and it's here to stay. Let's get you started. You're going to have your dolphin, right? You're going to have your dolphin who just wants to make. I like the fact that, we could get to travel, we get to see different places, go to all these events. I know exactly how you feel. I felt the exact same way. The fact that we can build teams, all around, we can, travel, and really have an impact, right? And then you have your whales, which are just helping people. I like the fact that, we can go out there and really, teach the next, individual, how they can position themselves. I know exactly how you feel. I felt the exact same way when I first, stumbled upon this opportunity. The fact that I can not only change my life, but actually go out there and have an impact. Actually go out there and make a difference and put people and change families, by introducing them to an opportunity that can really change their lives. And that's really why I got started. Can you guys see that regardless of which personality, of the 4 different types of personality, you can always relate, right? So the first thing is what? You want to ask them, what did you like best? What did you like the most? And then secondly, you want to ask them you want to relate. I know exactly how you feel because I felt the exact same way. And then lastly, guys, you want to ask them the simple question. Let's get you started. It's not even a question, it's a statement. You want to tell them the statement. So after you've, related with them, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the exact same way. The fact that this, that, and the third, and that's why I got started. So, hey, listen, if you don't have any other questions, let's help you get started. Done. Hey, listen, if you don't have any other questions, let's help you get started. Guys, drop in the chat box. Let's get you started. Let's get you started, because that will put people in your business. Because if you can relate to someone, they can see that, okay, it's very, very normal for me to, hear and be this excited, about this certain type of information, because this individual also heard the same thing and now they got started. So the next normal thing to do is to get started. The next normal thing for me to do is to do what? Is to get started, because they got started and look at what this opportunity has done for them. Look at how it's changed them. So I want to also do that. So let's get me started, bro. How do we do that? Then you send them the link. You send them the link, right? Hopefully this is making sense. See, that is the simple close, guys. Honestly, for people on this call, if you are, if you are unranked, like I always say, if you are not a P6 and above, right, that is the one you want to focus on the most. You don't want to focus on going out there and closing leaders, closing all these big, other network marketers, closing all these influential people. You want to first focus on closing your hot market, closing your warm market, all right? Really mastering the skill set, using the simple close, right? Now, if you are a P6 and above, or if you want to really now go out there and really expand and really start identifying and closing leaders, closing people of influence into your business to really explode your business, that's actually, a way in which we can actually close leaders. Now, the first thing you want to do is you want to identify who your leader, who that person is. So you want to identify who you're talking to. Now, I always tell people, I say that you can identify people using the form. And I touched on that, in one of the sessions. Form means where they're from, what is their occupation, what is their recreation, and then motivation, right? So that builds that relationship. That gets you to know who the leader is, right? And where they are in life, in this opportunity, in whatever company, in whatever position they are in. That's the first thing when you really want to close a leader, or when you want to close an influential person, right? You want to identify. The first one is identify. Identify who you're talking to. Which level are they at? How much money are they making? Where are they from? What are they doing? Right? That's the first. The second one is tell. So you identify and then you tell. So what are you telling? You're telling your story. Now that you know who you're talking to, share your story, right? Share where you were, where you are, and where you're going. You want to tell them where you were before this opportunity, where you are right now because of this opportunity, and then where you see yourself in the next 60, 90, 180, 6 months, 2 years, 5 years within this space, where you're going. See, people follow people who have a vision. People follow people who know exactly where it is that they go. So you want to make sure that you show them that you know exactly where you're going and where you're coming from. And I always tell people, and I say that, remember, do not, this doesn't have to be trading results. This doesn't have to be anything materialistic, because success is not measured, by what you've been able to accomplish on a materialistic basis. Not how much money you've made, not how much nice watches you have, or whatever the case may be. It's measured here. So you want to show them here that, listen, this is where I was. I didn't even know about investing. I didn't even know about, investing information that could change situations. But this is where I am right now. I realized that, we are the product of our decisions. We are the product of our choices, right? So I needed to change how I was. Now you're exposing, you're showing them, hey, listen, because remember, guys, you're talking to leaders here. This is how you close leaders. So they need to really see that, hey, this individual knows exactly what it's talking about. And then after you tell them where you are right now, tell them where you're going. Listen, I see this organization getting 1,000 people in the next 90 days. I see myself, hitting, certain. I see myself. You tell them where you see yourself. You paint the picture for them, so they know exactly what type of person you are and where you see yourself and the vision you've created for yourself and your people and your organization, right? Because remember, guys, facts tell, stories sell. So you want to tell your story. And then A is answer, guys. So it's identify, it's tell, it's answer. So what are you answering? You're answering questions. You're answering all the leaders' questions, right? So this is where now you get to give them enough clarity before they make an informed decision. You want to clear the air. You want to clear all the questions. You want to make sure that they are 100%, not even 100%. You want to make sure that they really understand everything about this opportunity before they get started, right? There's no hidden things. There's no, things that they didn't understand. You want to make sure that you iron out every single thing. You want to answer their questions, right? You want to ask them questions like, does it make sense? Right? Does it make sense? Are you happy? All right, so that they are happy and it makes sense. And then last is you want to assume. This is the most powerful one. And this doesn't only apply for leaders. It applies to every individual that you will all ever go out there and want to close in your business. You always have to assume the same. So what does that mean? It means that by the time I prospect you, I invite you, I share this opportunity, I'm already assuming that you're going to join my business. I'm acting out of the assumption that, listen, you are already going to join my business. So I assume the same. Because it's a lot of expectation. Because I prospected you, I invited you to the information, I exposed the information, and now I'm closing you. I expect you to join my business. I assume the same. All right? You want to assume the same. Figure out the time and the dates when they were going to get started. So when are you going to get started? Let's help you get started. Figure out the time and the date, because you're assuming listen, you're in. I just shared all the blueprints. I asked you, does it make sense? Are you happy? You said you're happy. So let's run. Let's get you started. Simple. Right? And then you send them more information. That is now us, touching on leaders. Now, also another effective way to close a leader is to follow up and jump on a three-way call. A three-way call is when you now introduce them to your mentor, right? That's honestly one of the most effective, underrated ways to get people in your business. The three-way call, leveraging your mentor, right? You always want to take the pressure off your shoulders and put it on someone else who has even bigger and better results, because they're going to be able to share their perspective, right? And help you, close your people into your business, right? So now there will always be, objections, when not always, but, majority of the time, some people, are going to have objections. So what does that mean? It means that some people are going to say, listen, I don't have the time, I don't have the money, I don't understand it. There are, quite a number of objections, but, there is a way in which we can do what? We can overcome objections, right? We can overcome objections, guys. So when someone gives you an objection, you can actually overcome them. So how do you overcome objection? If someone says to you, I don't have the money, right? If the first objection is money, guys, I always tell people when they say that, I don't have the money, and I say that, it's not a money issue. It's a priority issue. See, I know exactly. So I'm going to say, listen, I know exactly how you feel. I felt the exact same way, when I got started, because I didn't have any money to get started, but I realized that, and this is what my mentor told me, he said that it's not a money issue, it's a priority issue, because whatever it is that we want, we make sure that we get. If I want a nice pair of tackies, I'm going to make means to make the money happen or possible for me to go buy them. If I want to do something, I make sure I find the means in order for me to go and do that. So it's not a money issue, because people, they budget their money, right? People have money, they budget their money according to priority. So it's not a money issue, it's a priority issue. If this is not a priority to you, you're not going to have the money. If financial freedom, if learning a skill set and changing your life is not a priority to you, you are not going to take this seriously. But if you really, because lack of money should be more motivation for you to actually go out there and really find the money, so that lack of money is never an issue again. So that lack of money is never a problem again. And you see, that's the truth. See, if you don't have money to jump on this vehicle, on this opportunity, that's more reason why you need to jump in on this vehicle, so that you're never in a position like that before. You want to ask them, because this is what my mentor told me. He's like, how do you feel the fact that you don't have money to get started on this vehicle, to get started on this opportunity? And I felt, that was in my first company. How do you feel the fact that you don't have money to get started? And I didn't feel good. I felt bad. I felt disgusted, the fact that at that age, I didn't have money to get started. And I told myself that I was never, ever, ever going to put myself in a position where I feel like that again. But I had to make a decision. I had to make sure that I prioritize my success and my journey. And I did. And that's why now I can confidently say that that is no longer an issue. Right? So it's never a money issue. It's a priority issue. That's the first objection. The second objection is the time objection. See, I don't have the time. See, you can overcome that objection. See, but I always tell people to say, when it comes to time, you never want to argue with people about time. Right? People who have no time will always argue with you till kingdom come. All right. So when it comes to time, guys, you just want to, me personally, how I overcome, I always tell them, I know exactly how you feel. And I felt the exact same way, because, I was already, in another company, I was already, I had a couple of businesses also on the side, but I realized that, we all have 24 hours in a day. Right? And if we truly really want to, elevate and take our lives to the next level, we need to manage our time efficiently. We need to manage our time effectively. And if you're working a 9 to 5, you're spending, an average, 10 to 12 hours, helping build someone else's dream. How about you sacrifice 1 or 2 and build your own? How about you put enough time to work on yourself? You work on your family, you feed your kids, you work on your job, you feed your boss, but how much time are you investing in yourself? See, I'm presenting an opportunity that can really, if you are dedicated at least an hour or 2 a day, really feed back and give back into yourself, invest in yourself for a change and really change your life. Right? That's the time. That's how you overcome the time. You want to, understand that you feel, that you can relate to the fact that, they don't have enough time, but you really want to open their mind really to the idea that, listen, you have to make time. All right. You will never have free time because you have to sacrifice something in order for you to have that. You always have to sacrifice in order for you to get. There's some level of sacrifice that you need to understand and be willing to put in order for you to receive something. Right. So you want to make sure that they understand that. And then the last objection is, I don't understand it. When someone says they don't really understand it, you send them a couple of videos and then you ask them some questions so that you can clarify where they still need help with, and then you help them get started. Guys, are you still with me? Is it still making sense? Drop some 222s if you're still with me. Drop some 222s if you guys are still with me and this is making sense. Awesome. Now, here are some tips that you guys can actually use when it comes to the objections, right? Here are 3 tips, right, that I normally give out, right, when it comes to, overcoming objections. The first tip is ask questions, right? Ask questions to bring clarity. Because I always tell people, I say that questions, bring clarity. So the more questions people ask, the more they're clear on something. So ask your people questions to make sure that they really understand what it is that you're sharing, to really understand what it is that you're telling them, so that they can actually be clear. And ask them if they don't have any questions so that you can clear their questions, so that they're more clear on what it is that, we're doing and how it can really change their lives, right? That's the first thing. The second one, guys, is tell stories. Because like I said, guys, people want to be able to relate. Can you guys hear that? In the ideas and in all the scenarios, I was telling stories about what did I do in my life? All right. I was trying to get them to relate to me so that they see that, okay, listen, this individual was also in somewhat, the same predicament, and this is how they were able to maneuver around it. Right. You want to tell stories because that is relatability, guys. People want to see and feel the emotion. They want to feel like, okay, listen, if this guy can do it, then I can also do it. Right? That's the second tip. Tell stories. And then the third one, guys, is educate people. Don't try and convince. I was on a 3-way call, earlier on today, with one of my business partners, and I could hear from the conversation that, the individual was just, beating around the bush. And I was blatantly honest and upfront. It was like, my duty on this call, is not really to try and convince you. Right? My duty is to educate you and show you how this opportunity can really change your life and your financial situation and your financial destiny. Right? what you do with the information is entirely up to you. If you want to really partner with us, we're going to show you, we're going to help you, we're going to coach you. But if you feel like you can find this value, this information somewhere else, whether it's YouTube, whatever the case may be, then it's completely fine. We have no, we can't dictate and we can't, force you to make any decision, right? But what we want to do, we want to help you, we want to mentor you, we want to coach you, and we really want to put you in front of information that can really change your life. That is what I said. And what happened is that they were like, okay, listen, I'm going to get started with you guys. Because they realized that I'm not after the close. I'm not after them jumping in this business. If they don't want to jump in the business, it's completely fine. My duty is not to convince them to jump in this business. My duty is to educate and share the information. What they do with the information is entirely up to them. That's the beauty of this platform, right? So that is the second part. Now, the third one, guys, which is the 6-question close. Remember, we're talking about the 3 different types of strategies, right? Now we have the third one, which is the 6 questions close, which is that you ask 6 questions, and the one question is leading up to the next, which is leading up to the next, which is leading up to the next, and eventually you close your person into the business. Now, these are the 6 questions, for the 6 questions close. The first question is, obviously it's going to be, what did you like the most? Right? So that's going to be the first question, right? And then they're going to tell you what they like the most. And the second question is, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being you're not interested, and 10 being you're ready to get started right now, where would you say you are? Right, so on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being, listen, I'm not interested, and 10 being, listen, I'm ready. Send me the link right now. Where do you think you are? Right? They're going to say 1, they're going to say 5, they're going to say 8, they're going to say 10, whatever the case may be. And then you want to ask, how many hours a week, right? How many hours a week are you willing to invest in order for you to make a certain amount of money? So you want to ask them, okay, listen, on a scale of 1 to 10, right? With 1 being, you're not interested, and 10 being, you want to get started now, where are they? And then anyone who's a 1, 2, 3, and 4 are people just not serious. People are not interested. So you don't want to waste your time on them. A 5, 6, 7, and 8 are people who, can potentially join your business. Anyone who's a 9 and a 10, guys, you don't want to waste your time. They're ready to get started. Send them the link and help them get started. But the 5, the 6, the 7, the 8, the 5, 6, 7, and 8, you want to ask them, how much money would you want to make in order for this to be worth your time? Right? How much money would you like to make out of this opportunity? How much money would you want to make part-time, from this opportunity in order for it to be worth your time? In order for it to move you from a 5 to a 10, in order for it to move you from a 7 to a 10. $600, $300, or whatever the case may be, right? That's the third question. Then the fourth question is, how many hours a week are you willing to invest in order for you to make that amount of money? So, okay, you say you want to make $300, every single month, part-time from this opportunity, and that will really, push you, towards the 10 side. Now, but how much time are you willing to invest, in order for you to be able to make that amount of money every single month, part-time? Right? How much money are you willing to make? Right? So that's the fourth question, right? And then how many months are you willing to invest to make that amount? So, okay, how many hours a week? And then how many months? How many months? Okay, listen. So if you're saying in a couple of weeks, this is how much time you're going to invest, so how long do you think you're going to be able to do that? How many months until, if you're investing that amount of hours, for how many months do you think you would need in order for you to say, now I've hit my target? This is how much I'm making every single month, which is what I wanted from this opportunity. Right? How many months? All right? And then and then this is the last question, right? That's 5 now. The 6th question, and then close it, is you want to ask them, if I show you a step-by-step plan on how to make this amount of money in 6 months, are you ready to get started now? If I show you how to make an extra 10,000 Rand part-time from this opportunity in the next 6 months, are you ready to get started? If I show you how to make an extra $600 every single month in the next 30 days, because it's honestly possible for people to hit P6 in 30 days. I hit P6 in 7 days. So you can actually go out there and ask people, right? If there was a step-by-step plan in which I could really show you how to make an extra $600 to $1,000 a month part-time, right, in the next 30 to 60 days, are you ready to get started right now? What do you think the answer is going to be? Yes, I am. Let's get you started. That is the 6 questions close, guys. That is the 6 question close. You ask them 6 questions and then you close. 6 questions, you close. Now, some people are going to get started on the spot. Some are going to give you objections. Now, when people give you objections, you want to jump on 3-way calls, but you do not want to end it there, guys. Now, this is very important. Write this down. Fam, bam. Fam, bam. So what does fam, bam mean? From a meeting, book a meeting. From a meeting, book a meeting. So what does this mean? It means that if someone's not getting started now, you want to schedule another meeting on when they're going to get started. If you guys have been on any of my 3-way calls, when someone is saying, listen, I don't have the money now, I ask them, when will you have the money? When will you have the money? So that I know that we can schedule another call at that date and at that time, so that I know that me and you have an appointment at a certain day. So I'm going to call you again so it doesn't feel like I'm bothering you, because we've set a schedule. I'm following up. So you never want to end a call with a prospect unless you set another meeting. You guys, until someone jumps into your business or they tell you no, every time you cancel a call, every time you put down a call, you want to schedule another call. You want to make sure that there's another call that is scheduled that is going to happen. Even if they come, the call, you get to that call and they're still not ready, schedule another call until they say they're not interested, they don't want the opportunity, or they get in. It's as simple as that. From a meeting, book a meeting. Very, very important, because guys, the duty is the follow-up. The money is in the follow-up. A lot of people that do not follow up, guys. Some people are not going to have money on the spot. Whatever that individual, the next week is going to have money. Now you've already, put them aside. You've already scratched them on off your list, and now you're busy trying to rush and close the next individual. Now that individual says, okay, this guy was actually after the close. He wasn't really interested in helping me. So let me just find someone else. Now, next thing you know, that person is joining the business, but not through you, not through your leadership. Why? Because you didn't follow up. The duty is in the follow-up, guys. It's not just exposing people. You want to expose people. You want to prospect. You want to invite. You want to, present. You want to close. But most importantly, if people are not getting started after the close, you want to follow up. The fortune is in the follow-up. Write this down. The fortune is in the follow-up. So this is the next topic. I'm going to touch, just briefly on the follow-up, right? The first thing after you write the follow-up is you want to write down the fortune is in the follow-up. You just have to follow up. It's just very, very crucial. It's very, very important. And it's a skill to master the art of following up. I have days on my calendar where I just dedicate to following up. That's how serious I take following up. I have certain days when I'm like, okay, today I'm dedicating at least 3 to 4 hours on just following up. So I'm going to open up my list. I'm going to look at all the people I've spoken to, and I'm going to just pick up the phone, start calling them and following up on all the information I've shared. So, hey, man, how's it going? So I remember, we spoke. I have days, guys, just literally where I'm just following up on my people, right? Because that's how important I take it, right? Because I know that the fortune is in the follow-up. Now, here's something that's very, very important, right? Follow up, guys, when it comes to exposing people, right? You want to follow up within the first 24 hours, because that is when the excitement levels are at their highest. 24 hours after the presentation is when the excitement levels are at its highest. You want to capitalize on that. You want to tap into that emotion. That's the first follow-up. So that's why I always tell people immediately after the presentation call, immediately after the opportunity call, pick up the phone and start calling them, because that is when the energy levels and the excitement levels are at its highest, because now they've just been exposed to all this information and they're just mind blown. That's when you want to that's when you want to close your people. That's when you want to get people into your business. That's when you want to get them started. Not 48 hours, not 3 days later, not 17 weeks later, literally 24 hours, right? Guys, people lose 25% of excitement as each day goes by. So what does that mean? It means that if you don't follow up today and you follow up tomorrow, 25% of the excitement level is gone. So now there's only 75% excitement. If you leave it for the third day, there's only 50% excitement. If you leave it for the fourth day, there's only 25% excitement. On the fifth day, guys, there is no more excitement. So you just lost your prospect if you're going to follow up after 5 days, because there's not even a single bit of excitement left. They've probably even forgotten about the opportunity, right? So you want to make sure, guys, within your first 24 hours, you're really tapping in and you're really following up and you're really, getting your people started, right? If you don't follow up within your first 24 to 72 hours, guys, the chances of that individual getting started, right? So pay attention to this. If you don't follow up in your first 24 to 72 hours, the chances of individual getting started is slim to none. Write that down. If you do not follow up within the first 24 to 72 hours, the chances of that individual getting started in your business is slim to zero, to nothing. That is how crucial it is for you guys to really, really follow up within the time. Within the time. Now, I have a 2 to 3 strategy. So, for example, I'm going to follow up, for 2 to 3 days. And then after that, if you haven't got started yet, I'm going to follow up again in 2 to 3 weeks' time. And then if you haven't gotten started, then I want to follow up in 2 to 3 months' time. So that's one of my strategies that I've seen and I've learned, is the 2 to 3 days strategy, 2 to 3 strategy. So it's like 2 to 3 days. So I'm going to follow up within the first 2 to 3 days. And if you're still not getting started, I'm going to follow up again within the first 2 to 3 weeks. And then after that, I'm going to follow up, in the next 2 to 3 months, right? And then really, really help you get started, right? So that is, the close, guys, the close. Now, I want to leave you guys with something. I want to tell you guys something really going to open your mind, right? It says a lot of people are afraid of the unknown. A lot of people are afraid of the unknown. So they need exposure to gain clarity and understanding, right? I'm going to repeat that. A lot of people are afraid of the unknown. So they need what? They need exposure to do what? To gain clarity and understanding. And then also, guys, another way to close people, this is very, very important actually, is to share your leaders' social media pages. All right? So if you truly want to, really get people in your business, and if they're not getting started immediately, even if they are getting started immediately, that is also going to build retention. Share, the top leaders' Instagram pages. Share Jen's Instagram page. Share John's Instagram page. Share Alex Morton's Instagram page. Share David Imonitia's Instagram page. Share my Instagram page. People in close proximity. Share the top leaders' Instagram page within your organization, within your group. Share Nwabisa's Instagram page, share Tandi's, social media pages, Facebook, whatever the case may be. Let them go out there and see people, share, any of these top leaders, within the space. Let them see, the type of individuals they are and how they carry themselves and what it is that they do and how big of an impact and how big of an opportunity this really is. Social media is also a form of closing strategy. Social media can help your people make a decision. Because if they weren't as sure before, and you send them, for example, my Instagram page or Jen's Instagram page, and they see 200 people jumping up and down in Namibia. They see 200 people jumping up and down in the Eastern Cape. They see 200 people jumping up and down in Johannesburg. They see over 70 plus to 100 plus people in Cape Town, all excited about financial freedom. They're going to really change their minds and say, like, there's really something to this. There really might just be something to this, right? So social media could also be a form and a strategy for you to be able to help close your people, whether it's Facebook, whether it's Instagram, whatever social media platform that you have access to, and your leaders have access to. You want to plug your people into that, right? Now, I want to share a scary statistic, right? Now, this statistic is when it comes to the follow up. Now, when I saw this table, it blew my mind. Right? It blew my mind, but it made a lot of sense. And, the more I started to, abide by it and move by it, the more I saw results. Right? And I'm gonna break it down. Right? It's a table, right? So it's gonna be very hard for me because I can't show it to you guys. So I'm gonna try and really paint this picture of what is really happening. Right? See, this is the follow-up closing percentage. Right? This is the name of the table, the follow-up closing percentage. Now, the first box is the percentage of. So let me tell you guys this. The percentage of people who follow up, right? So the first column is the percentage of people who follow up. So you can write this, if you can try and write this table down also. So the first column is the percentage of people who follow up, right? Now, the middle column is the number of exposures, right? And then the last column is percentage of people who join your business, right? So there's only 3 columns here, right? The first one is the percentage of people who follow up. And then number 2 is the number of exposures or number of follow-ups. And then number 3 is the percentage of people who join, right? Now, here's the scary part. And I write this down, the first one, 45% of people, 45% of people only expose once, only follow up once. 45% of people in this industry, in this profession, they only follow up once and they never talk to you again. If you say, no, it's good, I'm done, I'm never going to speak to you again. And the percentage of people who join is only 2%. Only 2% will join because of one exposure. Now, that is a scary statistic, but 45% of the people do that. It doesn't make any sense. 45% of people only expose once, but only 2% are going to join the business. Which means that 45% of the people are just doing it all wrong, because only 2% are actually joining the business, which means that 98% of the time, people are just saying no, or people are not joining. But they only expose once and they say, I'm done. So you're not going to join this business now? Okay, cool. I'm never going to speak to you again. Right? Now, 24% of people expose 2 times. They follow up twice. And the percentage of people who join is 3%. Only 3%, 24%, okay. So 24% are like, okay, you don't want to get started now? Okay, I'll book another meeting. And in the second meeting, if you still don't want to get started, then they cut ties. They're like, okay, it's cool. I'm never going to talk to you about this opportunity again. And then only 3% of people actually join on the second exposure. Right? It's also not a good statistic. And then 12%, guys, 12%, right, of people follow up, do 3 exposures. Right? Now, this is where it gets interesting. 12%, 3 exposures, 3 follow-ups. I'm going to follow up with you 3 times. But only 5% of people join just because of 3 exposures. Only 5% are going to join after 3 exposures. But 12% are doing it. Sorry about that. I had a call, but I was able to just quickly, minimize that. And then 10%, guys, 10%, right? Now we're going to the craziest part. 10% of people are going to follow up 4 times. 10% of people are going to follow up 4 times. And the percentage of people who are going to join is 10%. All right? So 10% of people are going to follow up 4 times. So they're going to follow up now. You're going to say, no, I don't have the money. They're going to follow up again. You're going to say, call me next week. You're going to follow up again. You're going to say, yo, I'm waiting for month. Then you're going to follow up again. And they're going to say, okay, let's get you started. Only 10% is going to get started after 4 exposures. And only 10% of the people, are following up 4 times. The last one, guys, which is the scariest statistic, is 5%. Only 5% of the people. Now, these are what I call professionals. Because like I said, you're on this call because you want to learn the 7 skills of network marketing. You want to become a professional. Now, you want to become one of the 5% because the 5%, they follow up, write this down, 5 to 12 times. They follow up 5 to 12 times, guys. And guess the percentage. Drop in the chat box. What do you think is the percentage of people who join the business after you've exposed them 5 to 12 times? Drop in the chat box. I want to see what you guys think. As this is the last group of people. 5% exposed people, they follow up 5 to 12 times. Drop in the chat box what you guys think is the percentage of people who actually join the business. Let's see. 42%. Someone says 42%. What do you guys think? 50%. 60%. You guys are thinking too low. 80% of the people who have been exposed and who have been followed up 5 to 12 times join your business. What does that mean? It means that if you have a list of 100 people and you invite all of those people and all of those people see the information, and you follow up with all of those people more than 5 to 12 times, 80 of those people will join your business. How scary is that? That is a scary statistic. Guys, 5% are doing this. Only 5%. So what do you want to do? You want to become the 5%. I know it's going to be very hard for you to reach out to that individual over and over and over and over again, but you have to understand that if you really want the results, if you really want the success, if you really want to close that individual, it's going to take 5 to 12 exposures. An average individual takes anywhere between 5 to 6 exposures in order for them to get you into your business, on average. Right? So only 5% is doing this. So you want to tap into that 5%. You want to do exactly what the 5% are doing, because the 5% are getting 80% of the people into their business. If the 5% invite 10 people, the 5% are going to get 8 people into their business. Why? Because the 5% are going to be consistent. They're going to be patient. They're going to be consistent, and they're going to be patient. And they're going to follow up 5 to 12 times until you say yes, until you jump in on this vehicle, until you jump in on this opportunity. Now, if you want to also be part of the 5%, because that is the end of this session, right? So if you want to become one of the 5% who's going to get 80, imagine, guys, however big your contact list is, or if your prospect list is, and you have the potential to help 80% of those people join your business. How many people are you going to have in your business? Ask yourself that question. Ask yourself that question. And then if you answer that question, you're going to know exactly what is required of you. So drop some 555 if you guys are going to be part of the 5%. Drop some 555s that are going to be, part of the 5%, so that we can, wrap this call up. Drop some 555s. Let's see the 5s. Let's see the 5s. Let's see the 5s. It's simple, guys. It's simple. Right? You just want to be consistent. You want to be patient. You want to make sure that you're following up with your people every single time. Right? 5 to 12 exposures will, put 80% of your people into your business. Now, lastly, guys, this is a business. We want to treat it like a business. We want to make sure that we're writing everything down. We're recording everything so that we can keep track of who we need to follow up with, when we need to follow up with them, when we need to call them, and we make sure that we're on top of it, guys. Because, if you treat it like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. If you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. With that being said, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in on this session. This was by far the most important session. That's why it was one of the longest sessions, right? Because I really wanted to tap in, to, how to close people in the business. Because, guys, if you can get people in front of this information, right, you really want to know how to effectively get them into your business, how to effectively close them, right? Because you've done the majority of the work. You've prospected the individual, you've invited the individual, you've presented to the individual. Now, it's very crucial that you do what? You get them into your business. You close them, right? You close them into your business. So with that being said, guys, I appreciate you guys. I see a question there. So let me just quickly stop recording.